Hello and welcome everybody to DeLungo Rink here in East Haven for tonight's SCC Varsity Hockey Contest between your Guilford Indians and the visiting Indians of North Haven High School. I'm Dean Cornelio, joined by John Knapp, Jeff Horton behind the camera. The Guilford Indians enter play tonight 9-6-2, and they're coming off a nice 3-2 victory over Division I Cheshire by a score of 3-2 in our last broadcast. North Haven enters play 4-11-2 on the season. They've lost their last two in 5 out of 6.
Wow.
So they need to win out to make the postseason. Their last 3 games to go 7-11-2. This is a similar predicament to last game. The Indians had the Cheshire Rams, who were 4-12, needed their last 4 games. Indians officially knocked them out. Tonight they have a chance to do the same thing to this North Haven team that beat them earlier in the season by a score of 5-2. So this should be a good one. There have been some very similar scores against similar opponents. One difference tonight, John. Matt Horton is in the lineup. In the last game against North Haven,
that's right,
Matt Horton was not playing. So that could make a difference.
In addition, we did lose Derek Baddock, from what I understand.
Derek Baddock out tonight, so we won't see him in the lineup.
And there's a question, well, we don't know what second line is going to look like without Derek Baddock in there.
No, we got the top unit starting out of Mackey, Horton, Ring, Morin, Cataruzza, Brandon Mayo in net as per usual. Andrew Graziano to start in net for North Haven. He's got Carl Anderson, Chris Lyon, and Vin Pastavazzulo.
Oh, Dean.
Hey.
You're making me hungry, Dean. You're making me hungry.
As a forward unit to start. And Kyle Obier and Jason Petrillo. Or excuse me, Obier, yes, and Petrillo as defensemen. So we get a face-off, and that'll be outside the Indian zone. Indians control it.
So what do you use, if you're a Guilford Indian, what do you use for motivation in this game, Dean?
Very simple, playoff position. Because right now, the Indians at 9-6-2 in the Division II standings, with their win the other night over Cheshire, gain 9 points because you get 6 for a win.
Oh.
And because you beat a Division I team, it's an additional 3 points.
Right, okay.
They moved up from 11th to 9th. In this game tonight, if they were to gain 9 points, they could move as high as 6th if nobody else wins tonight.
Are
teams that are above them.
Are they... Is North Haven a Division I team?
North Haven is a Division I team.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Correct.
Okay.
That's why it's another 9-pointer.
Right.
As is the team's next game against East Haven right here at this rink, another Division I opponent. They could quickly catapult in the standings, that's what they're playing for right now. Cafaro tries to keep it in, get some help from Ryan Brand. It's Cafaro, Sperry, and Charlie Malloy. Cafaro with a hit. We've seen him throw his weight around a little bit of late. Kept in by Brand.
Oh,
that
nice.
was deflected, and Cafaro nearly got a piece of it. Just out of his reach. Cafaro's got 7 goals on the season. Having a good year, the freshman. And cleared out by number 20, Phil Gauvin, and the icing against North Haven. So Petrick, Gaudio, and Salkins, the Indians' forward unit. Petrick gets it back to Cataruzza, down low. Salkins. It's played by Jason Petrillo. Petrillo gets it up to his winger. Quickly sent back in. Gaudio had to regain the line. Here's Matt Bogart. Bogart gets it by Salkins. Petrick keeps it, gets it down to Salkins. Tyler battling for it, has it along the far wall. Backhand pass to Petrick, has the point open and gets it to him. Dumping it into the corner was Cataruzza. Petrick. Centering pass. Gaudio in front. I think that went off of Bogart. And here on the near wall, number 22. And guess what? He's not on our roster. Of course. How convenient is that? Dumped in by...
Won't be the first time, Dean. Won't be the last.
So we'll have to find out who that is in between periods for you. Picked up going after it, Carl Anderson, 24, in the maroon. Nice cross-ice pass, but that goes off of Mike Ring, and it'll go for icing against Guilford. This is the Indians' 4th game in 6 days, John.
Who's that? The Guilford Indians, right?
The Guilford Indians, 4th game in 6 days.
That's a lot of games. A lot of makeup,
and,
I guess, right?
Well, the makeup today, this is a makeup game. It was previously scheduled for the time of the blizzard, obviously canceled at that point.
Right. Ooh.
But also for North Haven, 4th and 6. So both teams at the tail end of this spurt of games, although not for Guilford really. They've got another one in 2 days, another one 2 days later. They play a total of 6 and 10.
That's a lot of games.
That is a lot of games and not a lot of practice time either.
Yeah, you really have to watch your bench in those situations.
Dumped in by Kyle Van Bramer. Pass up to James Mackey. Picked up instead by Jimmy Piscatelli. And sent out.
I mean, playing a tough competition, competition-wise, towards the end of your schedule makes a lot of sense going into the playoffs. But not stacked up all in a row, which they are because of the storm.
Absolutely will be. They do have some tough opponents. There's no easy game left.
Nice hit.
Big hit by Moore. So no easy game left, but after their last game, they'll have about at least a good week to tune up before the state playoffs begin. So they'll have time to rest up and give it a go. Nearly 5 minutes into play here in the first period. No score. Here's Cataruzza. Had it poke checked away. Goes to the point Moore. Nice pad save by Graziano. Sent into the Guilford zone. Here's Moore. Pass hit a body and comes all the way down. Icing waved off. Bogart. Bogart will carry it out. Off the boards. And a break for Guilford potentially. Oh, Cafaro hit hard into the boards. Cafaro right now with Gaudio and Petrick. Dacey out there with Ryan Brand on defense. Salkin steps out with Petrick and Gaudio now. As Cafaro is at the end of his shift. Sent out by 23, Petrillo. Petrick, right wing side. Jack will take the shot. Graziano the stop, and he covers.
Second quality shot this line's produced.
Indians top unit out. Here's Horton. Tried to center. Broken up by 14, Kyle Van Bramer. Dumped in by Anderson, the North Haven captain. Here's a shot opportunity. Mayo the stop. They tried going glove side on him.
Oh.
Cross ice pass. Horton. Fan on it. Coach Tom Roach yelling to play the body on him. Here's Ring. That came over to Mackey as the shot went wide, and then Mackey's shot was blocked. Here's Ring. Ring tried to get it to Horton. Instead, it was Carl Anderson stepping in the way of that. Ring dumps it in off a skate. Graziano leaves it for his defense. Jimmy Piscatelli, the other captain. And that's a perfect pass at the opposing blue line, but fortunately, Gaudio was back. Graziano again will cover on the shot by Moore. Indians in 17 games have outscored their opponents 57-40. North Haven on the other side in 17 games has been outscored 65-48.
That's a different schedule they're playing, Dean.
It is quite a different schedule, which we can certainly go over. But they've played some similar opponents, which the scores have been very comparable. What I was saying earlier, against Amity, both teams lost 3-2 decisions. That stumped in wide of Mayo. Against Hand, North Haven tied them. The Indians split a goal each way. Against Cheshire, North Haven won in overtime 3-2. The Indians split a pair of games, both by 1 goal against Cheshire. But in addition, North Haven, the Division I team, has played the likes of Fairfield Prep, Notre Dame West Haven, Darien, and so on. You get New Canaan, you get the point. So that is certainly not easy here. That's why we expect a real close game. You can't look at the records.
That's right.
Especially when you're playing Division I opponents. Petrillo dumps it in. And icing the call against the North Haven Indians. Carl Anderson, the center, number 24. He had a third period goal in the last game with North Haven's 5-2 win against Guilford. He had a goal and an assist in that third period, as did Dylan Van Brammer, number 10. Each with a goal and an assist. Really hurt the Indians. They score! He had a goal and an assist in that third period, as did Dylan Van Brammer, number 10. Each with a goal and an assist. Really hurt the Indians. They score! That's Charlie Malloy on the backhand, surprising the goaltender Graziano. You never know, just throw it at the net, John, and that worked for Charlie Malloy with 5:55 left. Gets the Guilford Indians on the board first.
It didn't come in fast, Dean. It came in more like a changeup. And I think the goalie completely overestimated the speed.
So Charlie Malloy with the tally. He gets his 4th of the season.
Great.
Gets his team the lead to get it started.
That's sort of the confidence that you can use, too. You know, how often have we seen Guilford play from behind? There's a trip. Yep. How often have we seen Guilford try and play from behind and catch up, skating uphill? And now they have a 1-point lead, a 1-goal lead. Let's see what they can do with it, team.
I believe that was just an icing call, John. There's not going to be a penalty here.
Is that right?
Ryan Moore's pass was intended for Mike Ring. He was tripped up at the line, but they had the icing call.
Oh, I see.
So,
in football, we'd call that uncatchable.
Dumped back in by Josh Back. Indians trying the long outlet pass for Horton. That's the man they want to spring on the far wing. Cataruzza with a keep. Blocked. Piscatelli with the pass out. Moore gets there. Ryan flips it and gets caught up in the...
Into the roof.
5:09 to play, first period. Charlie Malloy's put the Guilford Indians up 1-0. Slap shot wide by Jason Petrillo. Out of the zone, a 1-on-1. Here's Horton. Horton, nice pass into the middle. Moore hit the post, and it goes wide. Oh, the official lost sight of it.
Oh.
That one nearly rolled in. It rolled wide of the post. Moore, a perfect pass from Horton. And now Horton having words with Mr. Petrillo, the bigger forward. Mike Ring as well, but Moore takes the pass, hits the post, off the back of the goaltender. Graziano rolls wide. The whistle blows play dead. Go figure. Moore wanted to Horton centering pass, and it's fired out, icing as Matt Bogart dumps it all the way down. Mackey Ring Horton. And Cataruzza with the keep in. Ring, 11 goals on the season. He's had a breakout year for himself. He's been hot of late. He's scored in the last 3 games, John.
Is that right?
Three games with goals, and he's got 3 goals and 2 assists now. He's got 5 points in 3 games. So, really played well. Dumped in. On goal, Mayo plays it. Kyle Van Brammer sent it in. Here comes Horton. Kyle Obier sent it deep, and that one intended for Mike Ring, who dove at it, but it's an icing against Guilford. Cafaro loses that face-off as they got it back to the right point. Play behind the net, the Indians on the breakout. Brand. Now it's the other way. Rolls in on Mayo on the shot from Alec Rizzo, and he covers. 3:28 to play, first period. Dean Cornelio, John Knapp, Jeff Horton with you here from East Haven. Guilford Indians 1, North Haven Indians no score. Charlie Malloy, the lone tally so far. Dacey sent it up to Sulkins. Shot on glove by Mayo, and he holds. Brandon Mayo had a strong game against Cheshire in our last outing. Really made some big saves against their rush and at Northford Ice Pavilion, and good time for him to get hot right now. Slapped off the glass. Comes Bogart. Bogart intercepted by Horton. Horton had it poked from him by Bogart. Mackey gets a stick in there. And in the middle. They had to wait. It would have been an offsides. Sent up here. Horton. Horton with a move. Collision, and he's the one who's standing up as Horton. Falling was John Jensen, getting the worst of that in that collision. Shot on, saved by Graziano.
Jensen still shooken up on that play.
Yeah, he is. He's still
bent over, skating funny.
Cafaro, Sperry, Malloy, Powell, and Brand. And we have the trainer going to check on the player, John Jensen, by the benches.
That's right.
That was the reason for the holdup. Brand will shoot one. Rebound. Score! Carson Sperry stick in the right spot.
That's right.
That was the reason for the holdup. Brand will shoot one. Rebound. Score! Carson Sperry stick in the right spot. Woo! So, Brand with the shot. Sperry with the finish, and the Guilford Indians take a 2-0 lead with 2:09 to play in the period.
Fantastic. Think about this, Dean. With Derek Bannock and Brian Donahue out of the lineup, who scores for Guilford? Their two substitutes, which are Charlie Malloy and Carson Sperry. Fantastic. Unsung heroes.
Good work by them, needing to step up in the absence of a couple of key juniors. Of course, Sperry himself is also a junior.
Right.
So, and he's seen some regular time this season. Sperry. North Haven. Pass to the Indian line. They'll try again. That's our friend Pasta Vazzulo dumping it in. They make a mean one here in East Haven, by the way.
Oh, it's good.
It's one of the highlights of the snack bar.
Absolutely.
Piscatelli across. Shot deflected wide. Under a minute to go in the period. Cataruzza, nice pass to Horton. Horton's got a step. Matty shoots it. Graziano the save and slap down the ice. And that'll go for icing against North Haven. So, John, we should mention while we have a minute here, 45.7 left in the period. We have a Stanley Cup winner in the house tonight.
We do. And
thanks to Al Mayo for introducing. But Christoph Oliwa, who played for Robbie Fatorik on the 2000 New Jersey Devils squad, is here in the house, won a Stanley Cup. He was a fourth-line player with them. And then he made it to the Stanley Cup Finals again with the Calgary Flames in 2004, where they lost in 7 to the Tampa Bay Lightning. So he's had 2 trips, showed his New Jersey Devils Stanley Cup ring to us. So not too bad. Pretty nice-looking ring. So good to see him here tonight. And as he was invited by Al Mayo, Brandon Mayo, the goaltender's father. So good to see him here and supporting some local hockey, as he's a coach in Morristown, New Jersey, of a U16 elite squad.
Is that right?
He is. So good to see him, and best of luck to him and his team. Ryan Moore's shot stopped as time winds down in the period, and that'll do it. So the Guilford Indians give themselves a lead this time.
That's right.
Instead of trying to fight from behind. So it's Charlie Malloy and Carson Sperry who both score and give Guilford a 2-0 lead after 1 period of play. Start of the second period here from East Haven. Dean Cornelio, John Knapp, Jeff Horton with the Indians, hoping to build on what was a good period of hockey for them. They outshot North Haven. 14-3 is the word we got. And quite honestly, North Haven just looks a little disheartened at the way they just don't look like the spunk they had earlier when they played them the first time in December. That's for sure.
That's right. That's
and
right, Dean. I can
it's
tell
a
you
different game.
I hope Guilford can keep up the intensity. You know, they don't have the option. They don't have the opportunity to skate downhill with a lead like this very often.
No.
And sometimes when they do, you can see them not being quite as physical or aggressive as they should be.
Right.
And it'll cost them. So it'll be interesting to see what they can do here in this period.
But even some the other folks outside in between periods talking to people that were watching the game. James Mackey, a good opportunity in front, is stopped, and then he exchanges pleasantries with a few of the North Haven players, as does Mr. Horton. No surprise to see him in the middle of that. 51 seconds into the second period, but talking to a few folks outside in between periods, commenting that they thought it was one of the best fundamental periods of hockey that the Guilford Indians have played all year.
Good point.
So see if that can continue. I do have a correction on scoring. Chris Cafaro, who's taken the draw, we called the goal for Charlie Malloy in the first period. Apparently his backhander was tipped in by Chris Cafaro. So the goal reads Cafaro from Malloy now. So for Cafaro, that's his 8th of the season. 10 points. Cafaro with a goal and an assist so far tonight.
I originally called that a changeup that Malloy had tossed.
Right, and I guess it was tipped by Mr. Cafaro. So Malloy,
sort of like a knuckleball changeup at that point.
I don't know if a catcher could stop that, but shot in wide of Mayo. Gets by Dacey. Goes off the stick of Alec Rizzo. Rizzo trying to force his way in front. Ryan Brand had other ideas. Rizzo knocked down by Ryan Brand.
Ryan delivered a shot there.
He did, and Rizzo's a big boy.
Yeah.
He's got a football build. Dacey carrying all the way up. Dacey held up along the wall. Ryan Brand with the keep. And we get a whistle. Is it a penalty coming up?
Looks to be. Number 4 for the Indians, Matt Bogart.
Matt Bogart, the high stick.
For the North Haven Indians. High stick. He'll sit 2 minutes in the box. 13:06 on the clock.
Number 11, Dacey. Dacey's in the box.
Oh, look
so
at that.
we
You're
stand
right.
corrected.
Will Dacey.
Well, maybe both of them, because there's no manpower advantage.
They are. Yeah,
or
Will
disadvantage.
Will Dacey is in the box for Guilford. He got the low stick.
Either way, it's coincidental. Dacey and Bogart. Call them both. That shot blocked. Cataruzza dangerously in front of the net. I think Bogart was called for a rough, and they score! Cataruzza dangerously in front of the net. I think Bogart was called for a rough, and they score! The captain, Carl Anderson, puts it in and cuts the Indians' lead in half. So Anderson able to get it right through Brandon Mayo. Looked like it went right through his arm.
It looked like he had a beat on it, but I think he just misplayed it.
So North Haven will take it with 12:23 left. So 2-1 game. That's one of the men that was a thorn in the Guilford Indian side last time, as I mentioned in the first period, and he scores again here. Centering pass broken up. Ryan Brand dumps the opponent, who's not getting up very quickly here. He was favoring on his back, and that was 20, Philip Gauvin, who took the hit from Ryan Brand. So
that was a good, clean hockey hit.
It was.
Yeah.
Yep. He's just slow to get up. So I think they're gonna let him get up. He gets up under his own power, which is good to see, and he'll skate off to the bench.
I mean, it was just a good, clean hip check into the boards. That's all it was. Well,
yeah, maybe he fell awkwardly.
Yeah. I mean, I don't mean to belittle the play.
In other words, it wasn't a dirty, intentional.
Yeah, that's right.
That's what you're meaning.
Exactly. I mean, we've seen Ryan make those plays all season long, that hip check on defense. This one just happened to catch the player, the Indian, the North Haven Indian in the right spot.
Brand ices it. Faceoff will come back into the Guilford zone. Mackey, Horton, Ring, Brandon Powell. Your unit out for Guilford. Carl Anderson on the draw against Mackey. And Anderson won it cleanly. Gloved by Mayo. I don't say that very often, that an opponent won a face-off cleanly from James Mackey.
Right.
But in this case, Anderson did.
It was an interesting save that Mayo made. It was a long sort of...
Yeah, he had to lunge out.
Yeah, lunge out and get it. And that puck just hung up in the air for a long time. Agonizingly long if you're a goalkeeper.
This time Mackey wins it from Anderson, trying the outlet. It went right to Ryan Moore, and now Ring. Indians are delayed offsides. Horton realizes it, regains the line. Or I thought he did, but Mackey played it, and they call it offsides against Guilford. 11:45 to play, second period. Guilford 2, North Haven 1. North Haven needs to win to keep its chances alive at a state playoff berth. Guilford would like to continue the winning ways for playoff position in Division 2. Now a 2-on-1 potentially. Hustling back though is James Mackey, and the shot goes off of Ryan Moore, skating wide. Fazzulo into the middle. Fazzulo drops it. Shot blocked by Moore. Moore and Horton after it. Horton going to the net. Moore centers. Horton knocked down.
Penalty coming up.
And Horton scores! Matt Horton off the pipe and in.
Penalty coming up.
And Horton scores! Matt Horton off the pipe and in with 10:59 to play, and he regains the Indians' 2-goal edge at 3-1. That on the gate. The North Haven penalty. I think they'll take that, though, John.
They will. I can't wait to see that play in replay, in instant replay, Dean. It looked like Matt Horton had gotten his feet swept out from underneath him, but was able to keep his stick on the puck and send it just high enough that it got over the shoulder and under the bar.
He curled right out in front, went to the face-off circle, spun around, took the shot, beat him short side initially off the pipe, and then it deflected in past the goal line. So Matt Horton gives the Indians a 3-1 lead.
The best thing there, Dean, is Guilford was able to answer back that North Haven goal.
And pretty quickly,
right,
within a minute and a half. So
we had mentioned earlier in the second period, I was concerned about the aggressiveness that they were going to show in the second period with a 2-0 lead. Momentum switched when North Haven scored, and then Matty Horton was able to take that momentum right back into Guilford's corner.
Matt Horton has now scored goals in 3 successive games.
There you go.
He had 1-1 against Amity. He had a goal against Cheshire. And now tonight. So, between him and Ring, they're both on a tear.
That's right. We need Mike Ring to keep his streak going.
Cutting wide on Evan Powell is Fazzulo, the assistant captain. Avoids the hit. Fazzulo right in the middle of the ice. Here's a shot. Comes down to Fazzulo, and he scores! Fazzulo muscles his way in front. Here's a shot. Comes down to Fazzulo, and he scores! Fazzulo muscles his way in front against the Indians, against Cafaro, and he had it in the middle of the ice. And Fazzulo is not going to let North Haven go away easily.
He was determined.
He was. He got the initial shot was from Carl Anderson here in the wing right in front of us. It was deflected to Fazzulo. And with 9:46 left, North Haven answers it just as quickly as Guilford answered the first North Haven goal. So we're at a 3-2 game.
Carl Anderson with the assist?
Yep. Here's more. Ring and Mackey. Goes in on the goaltender, Graziano, and Horton takes down the defenseman. North Haven controls the draw. Pass out. Cataruzza. That gets by Ryan Moore. Cataruzza back to help. Goes off of Horton. Horton spins around. Mackey has it, takes the shot. And the goal comes off its moorings as Graziano covers for the face-off. .9:03 to play here in the second. We expected a close one. That's exactly what we're getting. Shot right on Graziano to stop. He quickly covers as the Indians pursued the opportunity after Mackey took the drive from the face-off dot. In the corner, it's Ring. Points are open. Couldn't get it back to him.
I think somebody might have read the scouting report on Mikey Ring. They are not giving him any opportunity to get into the center of the ice.
You got to play the body, being that he's smaller. That's the first thing the coach was yelling. Mackey takes another opportunity. Graziano, the save. You could hear the coach Roach in the first period, early in the first period, John yelling, body, body, when Horton and Ring. So they want him to play the body on them.
And they are.
Petrick, Gaudio, and Salkins. Dacey, penalty coming up to Salkins, I believe, as he nailed the player into the boards. Mayo makes the save. Interference on Dacey, so my mistake. Thought he was initially calling Salkins, as he immediately put his arm up after Salkins made the hit, but I stand corrected.
Interference to call. So
Will Dacey, his second penalty tonight.
Penalty kill we have. Well, they're making a shift route right now.
Late change.
Late change is allowed. Mike Ring, Cataruzzo, Horton, and Moore.
And Cataruzza puts it right into the North Haven bench. Cataruza are unquestionably one of the smarter players out there. I mean, he's always knows where to be. And he does things very subtly, including the last play, as you said, probably aiming for somebody on the bench. Who knows? He's that smart. Shot over the net. Oh, and they're going to call more on that. And the player turned, Fazzulo, turned into the boards and lost his edge, and they're going to say more forced that, which I'd like to see a replay on that one.
Surely didn't mean to do it. I mean, but
roughing? Okay.
the player, the North Haven player, tripped, and Ryan went over it. But 3-on-5.
Yeah, I'm not one to make excuses for players when there's penalties, but that was a weak roughing call. Shot on, pad save, rebound, comes out to Fazzulo after he drew the penalty. That looked like it was offsides. Fazzulo shoots wide short side, so they got a good minute, over a minute 20 still left of 5-on-3 time here. Looking to tie it. Mayo holding the fort.
Third save of the penalty kill.
That's right. Chris Lyon. Open up top. Anderson. He already has a goal tonight. Anderson takes the shot, and they're trying to get him in any way they can, including throwing the goalie in the net. Didn't work.
You might strike that one up as save number 4, 5, and 6 right there.
So a minute 2 left of 5-on-3. Indians have Horton, Brand, and Cataruza out as the penalty-killing trio. Anderson, who has a goal and an assist, with the puck now. Switch of spots, gets it over. The shot tried to go high on Mayo. He stood tall on that one. Anderson shoots low. Look out, it's in the crease. Mayo has it covered. Cataruza doing his best to fend off the opponent, and Mayo able to sprawl on it.
If you're a goaltender, Dean, do you look up at that board to see how much time is left on the penalties?
Well, it's kind of staring you in the face. You really can't miss it. But Mayo, again, a big stop. Even when he goes down, he does stand tall because he's a big goaltender.
Right.
For a freshman. He's got good size. Cataruza, again, so intelligent out there.
Right.
And just got the puck down there. 10 seconds left of the 5-on-3. They should try and work the puck back if they can, but Ring is going to... Now, Ring got hammered twice. One penalty is done. That's Dacey's. And offsides the call against North Haven.
Perfect.
8:12 to go. Second period. 18 seconds left on the power play. Powell and Dacey on defense. Ring and Mackey will kill off the rest of this one. And it bounces. And that went into the North Haven bench. They really caught a break because Mike Ring might have had a break there. I stand corrected. There's about 6 minutes left in the period. I believe I said 8 earlier. Since the penalty came with 7:54 left, that'd be difficult. Here's Powell. Again, John, as you and I noted, sometimes 4 eyes don't help.
That's right.
When trying to watch or see what's going on.
Both sides are even. A great penalty kill by the Indians.
That is a big kill because that could have easily went the other way, at least a tie game, especially in the 5-on-3 for such a long period. So, great job on the PK by the Guilford Indians. Mike Ring takes the shot. Puck loose. They were able to work it away. Ryan Moore was in there too. And it's Evan Powell's got some time. Play at the line. Delayed offsides. North Haven changing up. The Indians also finishing. Here's Mackey. Looking for Ring going to the net. Couldn't get a stick on it. Ring cycles back. Good shot by Brand. Stick save. Came back out to Cataruza. Gets by Brand. That's going to go for icing against North Haven. Face off to Graziano's right. Cafaro and Anderson. Cafaro tried to kick it back. North Haven has it. Trying to use their size, which they need to do. That's how the last goal happened when Fazzulo got position in front. They're not going to beat the Indians. That's icing. It's good. They're not going to beat the Indians with speed, but with maybe physical play and positioning, they could get their opportunities.
Right.
Cafaro, Sperry, Malloy. Brandon Powell. Cafaro won it cleanly back to Powell. Powell smartly reversed it up to Sperry, now to center and quickly back in. Here's Brand. Brand, shoulder to shoulder, and down goes the Phantom. 22. Powell to Brand, quick breakout pass, but Sperry had trouble with it. Brand will wind and shoot. Malloy. Cafaro tried to play it off the defenseman, and he did.
Smart.
Graziano covered, though. Smart play by Chris Cafaro.
Yeah.
3:35 left in the second. Here's Moore. Moore will wind and slap. He scores! 3:35 left in the second. Here's Moore. Moore will wind and slap. He scores! That was tipped in front, I believe.
Absolutely.
We'll have to wait for the official call, but Moore got the pass from Ring up top, and he let a laser go with 3:27 left. And Guilford makes it 4-2. Okay, I stand corrected. It was Moore's goal.
It must have been deflected by a...
It was deflected by a
North Haven player.
North Haven player.
Right.
Thank you. So Moore will take the credit for it. It was tipped, just not off a Guilford Indian. Off an opposing Indian.
Right. So Ryan's got to have a little bit of a scoring streak going, no? Doesn't he, Dean?
He always does. He's always in on the scoring.
Well, he's leading.
He's leading the team in scoring. 11 goals, 14 assists. He had 2 assists in the last game.
2 assists, okay.
2 assists in the last game and the goal now in this one.
Right. Building that point profile.
25. He's up to around 90 or 91 career. So with a few games to go. Look out, there's a chance over the net. It was that same Fazzulo again. Net way off its moorings here.
Yeah, Ryan Moore was watching the play. The play had gone behind the net, and Ryan Moore was really checked right in the back, right into the net. It was
pretty obvious. He was now talking to the official RC down there. He's a good man. He's a good official. He really is.
Okay.
But
he missed that call.
And he's the type that'll own it, though. That's the difference.
Is that right? Okay.
He will own it.
He just picked somebody's tooth up off the ice and tossed it over the rink.
So much for the tooth fairy on that one.
That's right.
Moore flips it. Glove down. Fazzulo's in front. Indians defense has to be aware, and Cataruza is. Guilford clears the zone. Lost his edge a little bit. Did Zach Cat. Piscatelli up the boards. Cataruza with it. Takes the shot, looking for a rebound. Very smart. Cataruza kept it low, hoping for.
Yeah, he had Matt Horton streaking right across the front.
I would keep it low if I had Matt Horton streaking to the front of the net.
Yeah, Matt just got his, almost got his stick on it.
Patrick Sulkins and Gaudio step out with 2.5 to go in the second period. Dean Cornelio, John Knapp, Jeff Horton with you here from East Haven. SCC battle. Division I North Haven, Division II Guilford Indians. Here's Petrick. Petrick centers. Dacey. Dacey gets it in the middle. Didn't get the shot through, and very smart by Jack Petrick to cover for him. Petrick, another smart player out there. Came back, covered the right point. Respecting the fact that Dacey had the offensive opportunity. Here's Brand. Brand, another one taking the offensive chance. Sulkins positioned in front. Goaltender Graziano made the save. Sulkins trying to work between two North Haven players, and the blow play dead. Mackey, Ring, and Matty Ho out there for Guilford. Catarusa and Moore. Minute 41 left. Guilford would love another one here with its top unit out, give themselves a bit of a cushion. As a 2-goal lead isn't exactly the safest lead in this sport.
No. A lot of strange things happen, though, in the last minute of every period, Dean.
Mackey had a good chance there on the wraparound. Ring being out-muscled. Moore with the reach, keeps it in. Horton helps him and ducks the check as they came head-hunting. Horton's got it. Horton shoots it. That hit the post.
There are bodies flying all over the place out there, Dean.
And we have another player down in center ice. It's 24, Carl Anderson. He's been one of the key players for these North Haven
I think
Indians.
he went to check somebody and he missed him. I think Matty Horton ducked.
Yeah,
and he
Horton ducked.
Yeah, and he went flying into the boards and hurt himself.
So that's how hard they're trying to hit Horton and Ring for that matter. Minute 11 left. Anderson's okay, but he has no one to blame but himself on that one, really.
That's right. Captain Carl Anderson will seek medical attention on his own bench. That's Carl with a K, Dean.
Thanks for clarifying. That's with a K, too. Centering pass, one-timer, Catarusa deflected.
Under a minute to play, second period.
Catarusa, he'll have to come out to center to take it. Smartly reverses the play. Mackey. Little flip over to Moore. Moore right on the tape of Horton, makes a move. Backhander denied by Graziano. Catarusa at center ice. Bodied down. Moore for Horton went off his stick. Here's Mackey. James still with it. Shoots. Good opportunity for James Mackey. Glove down by Catarusa. Under 15 seconds left. Towards the net. Again, Horton going there. Catarusa just softly played it in front. Icing against North Haven with 7 seconds to go. North Haven wins the draw. They're going to try and kill the clock. Petrillo. Final second, and time does run out as Ryan Moore gloves it. So, North Haven made it interesting. They made it a 2-1 game. Anderson scored. Matt Horton answered a minute and a half later. And less than a minute and a half after that, it was a 3-2 game with Fazzulo scoring. But Ryan Moore so far has the last say as he scored with 3:27 left to make it where we stand now at 4-2. So we'll be back with what should be a good final 15 minutes in just a moment. We are back for the start of the third period. Guilford Indians had a 15-14 shot advantage. A lot of shots in that second period. A bulk of them for North Haven, John, on that 5-on-3.
Yeah.
Two-period total, 29-17, favoring Guilford. Horton puts a body on Chris Lyon. Here's Matty Ho to Mackey. Mike Ring has it, and Ring will dump it in.
They don't seem to be wanting to rush in.
I know
hard,
it.
Right? What's going on there, Dean?
Not sure. That's going to be on goal. That's not going to go for an icing. Or yes, it is. Mayo smartly let it go. Icing against North Haven. Cafaro, Sperry, Malloy. One back to the point. Powell plays it low. Malloy leaves it for Cafaro. Cafaro makes a nice move. Backhand right on. Graziano the save. Nice patience by Chris Cafaro. Not rush the puck.
He was looking for some help in front of the net.
He was,
there.
but here's Cafaro again. Cafaro to Sperry up top. Powell, the quick shot, gloved by Graziano. In front is Malloy, but no rebound for Charlie. So while we have a minute, we do have to give a shout out, John. We want you to know the Guilford Indians are not just local. The Guilford Indians are global, baby.
Is that right?
That is right. Because we have to say a special hello to the Mackeys, the Powells, and the Farmers watching us from Ottawa, Ontario, Canada.
Is that right?
That is correct. So we appreciate you watching us all the way in Canada. Guilford Indians hockey is all over the map.
Yikes.
So the Mackeys and Powells, I guess, parents grew up together. And Mrs. Mackey, Mr. Powell, so similar area in Ottawa, Ontario. So very interesting stuff.
What a coincidence.
So,
and they have grandsons
right,
playing on this team.
Same team.
Fantastic.
Who would have known?
Right.
Well, I believe it was the Powells who had something, or the Mackeys had something to do with the Powells coming to Guilford, as I was understood later on. So anyway, very good stuff. Good story, and we appreciate you watching up there, eh? So
Hosehead.
Carried in by North Haven. Rolled in on Mayo. Look out. Those are the dangerous ones. Those little rollers that you can't judge. Never know if someone else is going to get a stick on
That's
it.
right. You
Shot
see the
wide.
puck the whole way. It just takes so long to get there.
Right.
Everything
Like
goes
that knuckler from Charlie Malloy in the first period that we thought was his, and Chris Cafaro apparently tipped. Ring. Here's an opportunity for Ring, and he puts it wide. Moore with a hit. Ring has a 3-game scoring streak here that is in danger. So, can Mike Ring get one this period?
One thing to keep in mind here, Dean, is the North Haven Indians are 12 minutes away from playoff elimination.
That's correct. Being 4-11-1, or 2, I should say, they need to finish with 7 wins and a couple ties, and we get the whistle face-off outside.
Right.
12 minutes to go here in the third period. The next goal is going to be a big one. If North Haven could close the gap, you can bet that physical play is going to come out in full force, John, because that's the only way they're able to get some quality opportunities, by exercising their size. If Guilford gets the next one, could get pretty chippy. I believe they were talking to both sets of captains after the second period, if I'm not correct, John. Correct?
You are correct, Dean. Yeah, not
were
just
pointing
for a
that
little
out.
bit.
Yeah.
For a while they were talking to the captains.
Want to make sure this game stays clean. There's a lot of stuff going on out there. There's a big hit, and not going down was the Guilford Indian player. That was Charlie Malloy.
Charlie did well to avoid that collision as much as possible. Uh-oh.
Nice work there by Dacey. Anderson went down. Cafaro backhands it in. Here's Piscatelli. Jimmy looking up. Gaudio applying some pressure. Piscatelli plays it high off the glass. Gaudio got some good playing time last game when Brian Donahue had gone out from a 10-minute misconduct, and Gaudio nearly scored. He had a great opportunity. Would have been nice to see him finish and get one for himself. Here's Cataruza. Play behind the net.
Boy, they left the North Haven Indian unattended in front of the net. Couldn't get the puck to him.
I'm sure Coach Russo will have something to say about that.
Right.
Salkins giving chase on the forecheck. That hit a skate. Salkins lets it go smartly to Petrick. To the point. Salkins in front. Can he get the rebound? Petrick there as well in his skates. And Graziano makes the save. And here's a good chance. Salkins with the backhander at the side of the net. Cataruzza blocked. Zach, again, always seemed to have the final say and gets it into the corner. Now here's Petrillo.
That's a great shift for Guilford right there.
It was by, some guys who don't get a lot of time, per se.
That's right. That was a great shift. It allows some legs to freshen up. It keeps pressure on North Haven. That was fantastic.
Pass in the middle. Horton. Maddie's got 1-1 tonight. Drops it. Mackey. Knocked off the puck by Anderson, but he still got it to Horton. Now Ring. Leaves it for Horton. Cycles it back down low. Ring. Off the back of the net. Nobody in front. Here's Mackey. James looks up top. Powell's got it. Powell's shot blocked. And they get it over to Fazzulo. Into the middle. Good opportunity. And the puck inside the line still. Wow. Interesting turn of events there. And somebody's hurt skating off here. That's Fazzulo. Boy, that's bad for North Haven if Fazzulo isn't able to go. It could be a skate, actually. I don't know if it's him or if it's his skate.
I think it's a skate. He's heading off the ice to get new skates.
He's got a skate problem. So he's okay, but his skate isn't. That's a bit of a problem equipment-wise.
He might have to go and put on that figure skate they got kicking around in that locker room.
I don't know that's much his game, though. 8:41 to go here in the third. Chris Cafaro gets the draw back to Ryan Moore. Cafaro splits the D. He walks in. Oh, he missed glove side. Great move by Chris Cafaro. Just couldn't finish the deal.
That was beautiful.
And here's a chance. Oh, Charlie Malloy put it right through the crease. Cafaro and Malloy creating opportunities. As you're saying, John, the last shift with Gaudio and Salkins. Now Malloy, Cafaro.
That's right.
It's got to give the coaching staff confidence that, man, you could consistently run 3 lines if this continues with the production.
That's right. Not only that, Dean,
and
it gives...
Oh, crossbar.
It gives the opposing coach fits.
When you're trying to match up.
Yeah.
Here's Moore. Ryan runs out of real estate. Carried up by Anthony Graziano. He dumps it in. Over halfway through the third period, Dean Cornelio, John Knapp, Jeff Horton with you from East Haven. Guilford Indians still with a 4-2 lead. No scoring thus far here in period 3. Moore may have something to say about that. That was blocked. Cataruzza rips it. Stick save. Petrick tried to play it back. It's Salkins. Salkins got to be careful. Are they going to call him for hooking?
Yep.
And it looks like they are.
So at the 6:56 mark, Guilford, it will be on a penalty kill for 2 minutes with a 4-2 lead. Tough place to take a penalty, Dean.
Yeah, Salkins for hooking. You tell he got the stick up, and he yanked a little bit, not much, and it was right in front of the official, though.
That's right.
North Haven down 2 goals.
Particularly at that speech that we saw at the end of the second period, that when he was talking to the captains, they're going to call those.
Right. So North Haven with it. That's Lyon. Lyon still with it. Puts the wrist shot through the screen set by Mr. Anderson. Mayo with the save.
Did that make it to the goal?
Not sure, but that made it up to the ceiling.
Ding. You're going to hang a cowbell up there one of these days.
Minute 31 left of power play time for North Haven. They need one here. Guilford, though, says not so fast. Guess who? Matt Horton. Piscatelli in there defending him. Here's Ring. Ring tried to play it off the back of the net to himself. Instead, it went to Anderson, and Anderson will skate it up ice. Anderson over the line. Still with it, 1-on-2. He tried to split Dacey and Brand. Didn't have much success doing that. .50 seconds left on the penalty kill for Guilford. Look out, puck comes right out, and Mayo had to get across quickly.
Did very well to do so.
Ring out of the zone. Under 5.5 to play in the third. Bogart checks the scene in front of him. Matt Horton bats it out of midair.
Oh.
Bogart plays it off the boards to himself. Pass up for 19, Alec Rizzo. Off his stick. Ryan Moore able to send it all the way around and down the ice. Penalty time to Salkins is now over. Mackey try to get it to Cafaro. So Indians with a successful kill. I think Mayo lost his stick, and he did. He's going to go get it now with Guilford having the puck down here.
That was a lucky break right there.
Farrow and Mackey. We got two centers out here with Malloy. Not sure if that's what the design is, but apparently that's the way it'll stay. 4:22 left, icing against North Haven. So Fasano is back in the game. Slap shot wide by Brand. Fasano blocked it with the skate. I think Sperry was trying to break the other skate for him, John.
If that was the case, he'd have to go to two lefty skates. He'd be
Figure skates at that.
Oh.
High off the glass.
They practically write themselves, Dean.
Look out, Anderson. No. Petrillo, top the circle. And out of the zone. Indians at this point, Coach Russo mentioned it before the last game, worrying about the situational play and playing it smart. And this is an opportunity with 3.5 left where there's a rebound. Oh, and Malloy popped it over the net. This is an instance where, as offensive as the Guilford defensemen are, you don't need to take a chance now.
That's right, play defense.
And
good point.
Coach Russo is not going to want to see his defenseman behind the North Haven net.
High stick.
And it's knocked down by North Haven with a high stick, so the faceoff will come deep in their zone. So we'll see what happens there, but look for him to direct his defenseman to stay back.
Remind them, right?
.317 to play. A good show of confidence with Petrick, Gaudio, and Salkins out there. In this type of scenario, a 2-goal lead with just over 3 minutes left. Good work to get it out. Send to the Indians' defense. He'll take his time. You can't blame him. Ryan Moore, very patient, goes D to D. Cataruza smartly plays it back to Moore. Indians playing keep away. Gotta like this. They just killed about 20 seconds. Salkins.
That was that smart play you were talking about,
exactly.
Dean, right?
Petrick. Broken up by Rizzo. Gaudio pokes it from him. Petrick battling Bogart. Down to 2:20 to go. Sent down by Phil Gauvin, and it's icing against North Haven. 2 minutes, 13 seconds to go. Regulation. Guilford 4, North Haven 2. 2 goals in the first period by the Guilford Indians, 2 by each team in the second, put us where we're at right now. Horton reverses it to Ring. Mike Ring behind the net. 2 men in front, and Horton put it wide. Horton and Mackey were right there calling for it. Ring, he's going to try again. It pops over the net. Horton there. Ring has some room to Mackey. Scores! What a play! Ring, he's going to try again. It pops over the net. Horton there. Ring has some room to Mackey. Scores! What a play! What a perfect passing play. Mackey, Ring, Horton. You can't design it better than that. And with 1:50 to go in the third, this game is all but over, folks. James Mackey finishes it off. Ring and Horton with the assists.
That was a lesson in offensive hockey right there. Folks, rewind that whole series and see that again. That was fantastic.
So, Ring, 2 assists. Horton, a goal and an assist. Mackey, a goal. Again, that top unit really clicking. And look out, a player's down here at the other end. Gaudio skating away from the play. Player still down. The official does call it now that North Haven touches it. And slow to get up is Jason Petrillo. So while he tends to, looks like a leg, his favor and looks like his right knee. That's never a good sign. So we'll take a pause in the action as they tend to Jason Petrillo. So faceoff will come out at center. Jason Petrillo had to be helped off, unfortunately. He could not put any pressure on his right leg. So we hope he's okay. North Haven's going to pull their goalie. They have 6 attackers. They have nothing to lose. They're down 5-2. Their season is at stake here. It's a good move by Coach Tom Roach.
Interesting time to do it, though. I wouldn't think on the opening faceoff, Dean.
But they need 3 goals, John, so they're going to take any chance they can get. Either way, if you lose 5 or 6-2, a loss is a loss and your season's over. Mathematically, anyway. Here's a rush for Tyler Luddy. Luddy has the puck. Fans on it. Gets it in front. Broken up by Dacey. Glove down. Out of the zone. Petrick towards the empty net. Sent around by Anderson. Out of the zone. Flipped in. And it's smart. The Indians are not aiming for the empty net. Just dump the puck down. You don't need another goal. Kill the time. Smart plays. 35 seconds left. Luddy shoots it wide. Mayo may have gotten a piece of that. Sent down. No icing. Anderson. Gaudio out there. Gaudio, Petrick, and Sperry. Flipped over the net. Final 5 seconds. And it's sent. Piscatelli had it, and that is going to do it in this one. So the Guilford Indians get a late goal from James Mackey for the final count of 5-2. The North Haven Indians season is officially in the books. They cannot make the postseason. They fall to 4.
Second elimination is
12-2. Second consecutive elimination for Guilford. They eliminated Cheshire last time. North Haven this time. Both Division I opponents. And you did correct me, though. It's only a 6-point game, not a 9, because neither of the teams are going to be postseason bound. So it's another 6 points for the Guilford Indians in Division II standings, which means they're up to 49, and it ties them with New Milford for 8th spot in Division II currently, according to the CIAC standings.
Does that get them a home game, Dean? Where do you got?
Well, it depends how many teams make it.
Good point.
And so still up in the air.
Right.
Indians got goals today from Cafaro, from Sperry, from Horton, from Moore, from Mackey. 5 different goal scorers tonight, and that's great, showing more balance. As we mentioned before, a good fundamental game for this team.
Right.
And so things are certainly looking up, and they have a big one coming up here on this ice, home ice, against East Haven for bragging rights at this arena.
Who's home game?
Indians home game.
Nice.
So we'll be back with more post-game reaction after this. Guilford Indians improved to 10-6-2 with a final of a 5-2 win over North Haven. We'll be back in just a moment, folks. Welcome back. We're here with Indians forward Carson Sperry. Carson, great game tonight. You had the second goal of the game. You guys are up 1-0. Got a late goal in that first period. Talk about how the play developed.
Well, I mean, we really needed just someone to put it in and keep us going, because once you get that first one, you got to make sure you keep it rolling. And me, whether it was me or anybody else, just being in front of the net, it's just where we need people. Get traffic in front, especially on a good goalie.
And that's exactly what you're able to do. A couple of assists from Brandon Cafaro, strong game. Your line, switching it up a little bit, how did the game plan change without Donahue and Baddick in the lineup tonight? Obviously a little less physical play because without those two not being there, but how did it change the lines or the plan in general for the team?
Well, I mean, it didn't really change it. We still had the same game plan regardless who's playing. We just need to go out there, do what we need to do, keep the physicality up depending on the team, right. Get shots, get traffic in front, all the basic necessities. And missing those two guys, yeah, they're a big part of the team and the physicality, but that doesn't mean we can't work without them.
Speaking of the physical play, that's North Haven, at least seemingly to us up there, the only way they were going to beat you. And your team, Guilford, really did a nice job staying away from some of that and getting into it with them. Was that something the coaches were harping on, to stay away from the physical play against them?
Yeah, the coaches really did touch upon staying out of the box, keeping away from the majors, because we're kind of coming close to jeopardizing our entire season if we keep doing stupid things.
Right.
So staying out of the box and staying away from all the stupid stuff, especially after the warnings from the ref, was definitely a good idea. And for them, although they were a little bit physical, they played a game yesterday and they were just wearing themselves out more than they were wearing us down.
They certainly did look tired. Key point of the game after it was 2-0, it was a 5-on-3 manpower disadvantage. You guys were able to kill that. Was that a turning point, killing that 5-on-3?
It was a big turning point. Once we realized that we could, even with two guys down, we could still keep it out of our zone or at least away from the net. We realized that we could, if we stepped up, we could keep running and roll over this team.
You guys have back-to-back Division I wins against Cheshire, and now here tonight against North Haven. So what is, you got East Haven coming up here, another Division I opponent for bragging rights of this rink. What is kind of the mindset, or does the plan change at all when you got East Haven, another Division I opponent, as you guys are trying to gain position in the standings for Division II state playoffs?
Well, we know who their good players are, and we know we got to match up against them. So aside from that, the plan's pretty much the same. Just go out there and do what we need to do. And we just like to keep it rolling, especially against D1 opponents. That's just more points for us to get into the playoffs with.
And for you personally, anything you're looking to work on for your game? Is, you've got 4 goals now in the season. You're a junior. Anything in particular you're trying to work on to strengthen your own game?
I feel like I just need to get faster and a little bit better puck handling, but aside from that, there's a few slip-ups here and there, but every player's got those. So.
Okay, good job, Carson. Thank you very much. We're going to be back with Coach Ralph Russo in just a moment. We're back with Indians head coach Ralph Russo. Coach, congratulations, another good Division I victory here tonight. First Cheshire and now North Haven. 5-2. You had 5 different goal scorers tonight, and with the way to play with the lines, you have to be happy with that outcome.
Absolutely. It's really a nice team win tonight. More importantly than the scoring, I thought, especially in the first couple periods, we had some real nice forecheck, real good teamwork in terms of pressuring the other team, and it was a really good team effort.
And, in this one we really noticed North Haven had the physical play. They had some bigger guys. They were trying to really play the body, specifically against Horton and Ring. And even more, and all of them did seem to do a very good job staying away from that and not getting into the same game as they were trying to play.
Well, and I give our defense a lot of credit for, picking up the forecheck. They were able to go D to D tonight and get themselves out of trouble and beat their forecheck. And, they did try to put the body, and if your puck moves faster, then people can skate. So we made some smart passes to get ourselves out of trouble.
Key point of the game, it was 2-0. They have a 5-on-3 against you for well over a minute and a half. Able to kill off. Was that the major turning point in this one, or what would you say?
Oh, absolutely. And we have Ryan Brand out there, Zach Cataruza and Matty Horton. Boy, they put on a show for penalty killing. They kept themselves in great position. They pressured at the right moments. They kept North Haven off balance. And they stayed out there a long time. They really get the most of the first one done, and we were able to get it done.
Good show of confidence by you to consistently put out Petrick, Gaudio, and Salkins, especially late in that line. They were out there, and there's 2 minutes left and a 2-goal lead, and they're out there. So just trying to give them some extra time, or something you're seeing that you're liking?
Absolutely. They played together a lot last year, and they didn't get a lot of game experience. But in practice, they pulled together. They were all young freshmen, and they were used to playing with each other. So tonight was a good time for them to put them back together. They were really excited for the game, to reunite that line from last year. They did a nice job.
Good. And you didn't have Donahue or Baddock tonight, both out. Did your game plan change all? I mean, obviously you got a couple less in terms of physical presence out there, but did the game plan change except for switching up the lines?
Well, I thought forechecking was done very well tonight, and it wasn't a lot of racing and banging and crashing out there, but it was pretty systematic. Guys got themselves in a smart place in the forecheck, last forward high in the zone, cut the ice in half. Boy, Carson Sperry, I thought was our best at it tonight. He put himself in position on every back check to cut the ice in half. Really great job.
So it sounds like, just what people were saying out here actually in terms of reacting and talking to people, got to be very happy with the fundamentals.
Absolutely, fundamentals were great tonight, and hey, after coming through playing, it's 4 games in 6 days,
right.
The guys had a chance to get a little breath yesterday. We had a very light skate in practice, and just went through the forecheck a little bit to position ourselves, and it was great to see us come out and actually execute.
It doesn't get any easier. You got another Division I opponent in East Haven coming up here for bragging rights at this rink. Does the game plan change? Obviously, both teams are going to be pretty pumped to play each other, that you know each other so well. But how does that? What's the plan going into that?
Well, I think the plan is to really get yourself set up for a quality opponent. It's going to be like a quality team. I mean, it's going to be as good and probably better than the teams you're going to see in the Division II tournament. So this is a great game for us to really tune ourselves up and measure ourselves from progress throughout the season. We played them earlier this year in a preseason scrimmage, and it was a good game, but we came up short. So we got to use that as some motivation to get ourselves going and win the game.
You used it as motivation tonight. You were able to get the win against North Haven. They had beaten you previously. We'll hope the Indians can do it again in our next broadcast against East Haven. So, Coach, thanks for the time. For Jeff Horton and John Knapp, I'm Dean Cornelio. Good night from East Haven. Once again, tonight's final, Guilford Indians 5, North Haven Indians 2. Good night, everybody.